believe that we live in a universe full of patterns? Look carefully around you, and you might start to notice that nature is full with many different types of patterns. We see a great diversity of living things, from the microscopic to the gigantic, from simple to complex, and the bright colors to the dull ones. One of the most intriguing things we see in nature are
patterns.
In today's video, we are going to talk about the different patterns found in nature. Prepared by Miss Jade Kathleen Cebuco, Miss Precious B. Himarangan, and Miss Joy Fatima Hinulos.
Symmetry means that one shape becomes exactly like another when you move it in some way, flip, turn, or slide. There are three types of symmetry: reflection symmetry, radial symmetry, translation symmetry. First is reflection symmetry. It is the mirror effect, or when one object is reflected or flipped across a plane to create an image of itself. Radial symmetry is also known as rotation symmetry. It is when one object is rotated in a certain direction around a point. Last is translation symmetry. It is when something has undergone a movement, a shift, a slide, in a specified distance without any rotation or reflection. Meanders. Meanders are typical landforms at the middle and lower courses of a river. The term meander is one which refers to winding curve or bend in a river. Waves. A wave is a physical phenomenon characterized by its frequency, wavelength, and amplitude. In general, waves transfer energy from the one location to another. Affine transformation is a linear mapping method that preserves points, straight lines, and planes. The processes involved in affine transformations are rotation, reflection, and scaling.
Spiral is a curve which emanates from a point moving farther away as it revolves around the point. Example of these are the bread that we usually eat, which is the ensaymada, the whirl on the baby's head, fractures and cracks. Fractures occurs when the applied stress is sufficient to break the atomic bonds of a solid, a separation of an object into two or more pieces under stress. Cracks. Cracks is a line on a surface of something along which it is split with breaking into separate parts. So the example of these two is the mud cracks and the crack of the tree trunk. Stripes and spots. Stripes are made by series of bands or strips, often of the same width and color along the length. Both patterns are created by wave-like structures in the chemistry. The long parallel waves produce the stripes. A second system of waves at an angle to the first can cause the stripes to break up into series of spots, like cat, the different kind of fishes, and the different kinds of plants.
Foams and bubbles. A foam is a substance made by trapping air or gas bubbles inside a solid or liquid. Examples of foams are beer head and soap bubbles. Tessellation is a tiling that uses shapes to cover a surface with no gaps or overlaps. Examples for these are the tiles and the plastic fruit crates. Fractals is a never-ending pattern. An example for these are ferns. As you can see, the leaves are shaped like little copies of the branches. Trees are also perfect examples of fractals in nature. Each tree branch, from the trunk to the tips, is a copy of the one that came before it.